Jennifer Caldwell Bird, and I'm an attorney here at Gardberg Kemmerly, where I handle veterans' disability cases. I wanted to talk to you briefly today about the importance of making sure that the VA has been notified of your dependents if you're receiving disability benefits. If you meet requirements and notify the VA of your dependents, you can also claim benefits for those same dependents. There are questions that I hear fairly often, and I'll answer some of those today, and hopefully it'll help you regarding this issue. Now, you may see me looking back and forth because I have a list of a few things to talk to you about. I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. The first question that I hear is the basic one. What are the requirements that have to be met in order for dependents to be a part of the claim? So in order for eligibility for dependent additional compensation, the statute requires the veteran has to establish two facts: that he or she is entitled to Section 1114 compensation, so basically this is your disability benefits, and two, that his or her disability is rated at least 30%. So if you meet those two requirements, then you can move to the next step. Now, the second question that I get asked is, what happens if I don't meet the percentage that's required for those benefits? It does not matter. You should always go ahead and file a declaration of status of dependence from very early on, even if you've not met that 30% rating that you're trying to get your claim up to. That way, when the VA hopefully grants a higher rating on a pending claim or an appeal, the information regarding your dependents is already in the VA claims file, and it will be included in your award more quickly. So the third question I get asked is, who are dependents? So there's three different categories of dependents. The first category is a spouse as a dependent. So in order to have your spouse as a dependent, there must be a legal valid marriage. There's actually three different ways that you can be legally valid marriage. The first is that traditional ceremonial wedding that we all think about. Now, the second one is the common law marriage, but you have to live in a state of residency that acknowledges that common laws actually exist. The third one is same-sex marriage, also counts as a marriage for VA benefits. Now, generally, the VA is going to rely on the information that you give them regarding your marriage, as long as you provide certain things like the date, the month, the year that you got married, or maybe when your common law marriage began, the full name of the other person, and the social security number of the other person. Now, the second category of dependents is your child. Now, this may seem like an easy one, but it's actually fairly inclusive. So the child of a veteran can be a biological child, an adoptive child, but it also can be your stepchild if that child lives with you full time. So your child has to be unmarried and has to be under the age of 18 or under the age of 23, and they have to be in school. Now, there are some special circumstances for children that are over the age of 23. It would have to be with disabilities that child has, but those are special circumstances and would have to be looked at on a case-by-case basis. Now, keep in mind that the VA is going to keep up with the age of your child. So when your child is about to turn 18 or turns 18, the VA is going to send you a letter that says your child is 18, they're coming off of your benefits. What you would have to do is make sure that you submit the required information to the VA to show that your child is either in high school or in college or a trade school, so that they won't be removed from the award. Now, the third category of dependents is parents. And this is someone that most people don't think of, but your parents actually can be considered as dependents for VA purposes. In order to qualify as a dependent parent, the veteran has to show that their parent's income and net worth is not sufficient to meet their basic needs. Now, the income and net worth can usually be offset by showing really high expenses, and a lot of times that ends up being medical care that's not covered or reimbursed by insurance. And there's a different form that you have to fill out for your parents called a Statement of Dependency of Parents. But if you file that and you provide that information to the VA, then your parents can be considered dependents as well. The fourth question that I usually get asked is, how far back will the award for your dependents go? Well, 38 U.S.C. 5110, Section F, says that an award of additional compensation on account of dependents based on the establishment of a disability rating in the percentage evaluation specified by law for the purpose shall be payable from the effective date of such a rating, but only if proof of dependence is received within 1 year from the date of notification of such rating action. Now, basically, that was a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo that I just read to you, because that's what the law looks like in Veterans Disability Law. What it means is that whatever your effective date is for your rating, if that rating is at least 30%, that's going to be the date that the dependent benefits would start. but you must file a declaration of status of dependence form, or for the parents, the statement of dependency of parents, within 1 year of receiving that award. That's why it's really important to get that information in as soon as possible, even before your claim is decided, because you want it there within the VA so that they can have the same effective date as you. Now keep in mind, should you get married after the award's given, or if you have a child or adopt a child or a stepchild comes to live with you, but it's been over a year since the date of that award, you'll need to immediately file all the forms with the VA for your new dependents to be covered as well. In those cases, it's not going to go all the way back to your effective date, but it will go from the date of the marriage or the birth that the child started to live with you. So the fifth question that I usually get asked is it really that important to let the VA know about the change in the status of my dependents? I will tell you, it is extremely, extremely important to let the VA know what's going on and keep them up to date on accurate information for your dependents. You'll need to notify the VA of any marital status changes or of the death of a family involving one of your dependents. Because keep in mind that if the VA finds out that you continue to receive compensation for a former spouse or a dependent that you should not have been receiving money for, it could significantly impact your future money. The VA would work with something called the Debt Management Center to collect the money back that was paid out incorrectly. Usually they do that by withholding a certain amount from your monthly checks until the full amount's paid in full. You definitely do not want to owe the VA when the VA owes you for your disability claim already. So those are the top 5 questions that I get asked regarding dependents and VA's claims. Now, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today, and this is a very important subject, and it seems like such a simple thing, but a lot of people overlook it. It can have a really large impact on your disability claim. So please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about your veteran's disability claim. My name, once again, is Jennifer Caldwell Bird. Our number here at Gardberg and Kemmerly is 251-343-1111. You can also contact us on our 800 number, which is 1-800-332-1529, or look us up on the web at www.gardberglaw.com and talk to any one of our experienced veterans disability attorneys. We'd like to be able to help you with your claim if we can. Now, as always, I appreciate your service, and I want to thank you for this opportunity.